Where in the world am I? I'm in San Diego, planning for a trip to Brazil. Hi there, I'm Dr. Mary Travelbest, coming to you from a recent trip to Asia. I love to share my best travel ideas, and I am working on another book for you to enjoy in the 5 Steps to Solo Travel series. And I'm about to launch on a 90-day trip around the world solo. I want to tell you a listener story spotlight. This is about a woman named Juju, or Juliana. She's from Brazil. She was a student of mine, and now she works with me. And she gave me a list of all the places in Brazil that I should be going to. She and I have known each other for about 3 years. She's so beautiful and full of life, and I'm so grateful for her. And now a quick fire FAQ. Should I carry books with me to read on the trip? The quick answer, I recommend you download them from your local or cloud library and then you read on the go. Don't carry more than you need. Now, I want to talk about the destination I'm going to, Brazil. Starting April 10th, people from the US need a visa. And about 2 weeks ago, I applied for my visa. I have not received it yet. I am in touch with them, and I plan to call the consulate again tomorrow just to find out the status, because I know it's under check right now. But here are some things that I want to do and I'm planning to do when I do get to Brazil. So I'm going to be landing in Rio. And one of the first things I'll do is take a sunset stroll along Copacabana. And I will watch locals at the Arpoador Point. Now I'll try a fresh juice sucos bar and a tapioca crepe for a light dinner. The airport ride should be very reasonable, around $40 or less. I'm going to have a sea view at Salina Copacabana. And I'm also going to the next day go to Christ the Redeemer early. There's an 8 a.m. train from Cosme Velho. I want to ride the Santa Teresa tram, then I have lunch in a colonial cafe. The late afternoon, I'll take a cable car up Sugarloaf for golden hour photos. They have a day pass on the Rio Card Metro. That includes the tram, the cable, the Uber for Sugarloaf. And I can get my Sugarloaf ticket online to skip the queue. And I should take a light jacket because it'll be windy on top. Now the next day in Rio, I'm going to do either nature, culture, or history, or some combination. I might take a half day to Prainha and Grumari. There's some wild beaches. And I could also do a ferry to Niterói for Niemeyer designed Mac Museum and quiet Itacoatiara Beach. Or I could do a cool mountain air history in Imperial Petropolis, which is about a 2-hour bus ride. If I do that, I want to make sure I have reef-safe sunscreen because Rio's winter sun is still strong. Now the next day, I'm planning to go to Iguazu Falls. If I take a morning flight, I can get there early, drop my bags, and then spend the afternoon on the Brazilian side. There's catwalks for sweeping views of Iguazu Falls. I can end the day at Parque das Aves Bird Sanctuary. And there is a bus that links the airport and the falls to downtown. I could take a taxi to my hotel. I could stay at the Taraba Express. The next day, I could do a full day hop into Argentina's Iguazu National Park for the Devil's Throat Boardwalk and the Eco Train. There is a passport needed, but no visa fee for U.S. citizens. And then in the evening, I might do the Itapu Dam illumination tour, and I can have a shared shuttle. So if I bring ARS pesos or pay by card into the Argentine park ticket, it's about $45. Next day, probably I will be flying back to Sao Paulo, and in Sao Paulo, I'll walk some tree-lined Paulista Avenue. I'll pop into the MASP Art Museum, have coffee in Villa Madalena murals, and an airport bus to Paulista. The metro, they say, is clean and safe in the daytime, and if I base myself in Ibis Paulista, I'll be in good shape. I've already got my Airbnb set up. I might set up a morning in Ibirapuera Park, maybe rent a bike or visit Afro-Brazil Museum. Then I could have an afternoon at the Municipal Market and nearby Pinacoteca Gallery. I could watch my bags on the busy Linha Red Line. Pickpockets are working in crowds there, so I will be aware of that. I could also do the Santos Coast, a historic coffee port and beach promenade. I do love the beach. And I might even go to Embu das Artes, Craft Town. I could do some souvenir shopping on Paulista, then head to GRU Airport for my next flight. A few things just to remember. I mentioned the e-visas now required. The online application costs $80, and they say that you should apply at least 3 weeks ahead of time. The weather, well, it's a mild winter right now. It is warmer in the Iguazu area with some mist, and a light rain shell will be needed for the falls. So for health and safety, there's no yellow fever shot demanded for the coast, but they say it's recommended for the Iguazu region, and wear non-slip shoes for those catwalks. Basic Portuguese greetings go a long way. Spanish is understood in Iguazu, and obrigado means thank you from a woman. So those are a few things that I'm going to be doing in Brazil. Again, I want to watch the sunrise from Leme, the end of Copacabana. I want to do the Sugarloaf cable car, Caipirinha, Bossa Nova in Lapa, and a few fun things, just strolling down the beach. So I'm going to enjoy Brazil's beach life, the rainforest, waterfalls, and a cosmopolitan metropolis. I'm looking forward to it. And as they say, boa viagem. Have a good trip. So a Brazil slip up? Well, there's no way that I can see the entire country in a week. It's huge. So I'm going to be very picky about going to a few places. But I really would like to go back. So I am already excited to go a second time. So I want to talk for a second about a confidence challenge. So your phone is probably your most important device when you're traveling, especially solo. Do you know about eSIMs? So I'm going to talk about Airalo. So A-R-A-L-O, Airalo. It's a local, regional, or global eSIM. And what they do is they connect to networks in the country where you are. So I've already bought a whole wide world eSIM. It cost me $59. It's going to last me for all 90 days. So I don't have to be paying $10 a day to my carrier in the US. That'd be $900. So one of the things that I did wrong was in my first time in India, a couple of years ago, I thought that was covered under the All Asia plan. And I really didn't realize that I made that mistake until the night before I was leaving. So look and see what countries are supported. Read that carefully. It's going to help you make a decision on which one to buy. So if you are shopping, you can get $3 off if you use the MARY 2856. And I'll put that in the show notes. You'll get a discount and I get a credit. Now, what happens when you buy your card, your eSIM? The timer won't actually start counting down until you get to the country you're traveling to. So once it connects, then the plan starts. For example, you could get 30 days and 5 gigs, and it could be as low as like $10 or $15 or $20. You may have lots left over, so you can always top up. And again, validity starts when you get there. Refill as you need. And again, this is only good for certain devices, so you have to have a newer model, at least 5G. I want to just kind of wrap up by saying that the more you understand others and their cultures, the more we can get along with them. And Dr. Mary Travelbest, that's me. I pictured myself as like Rick Steves for women adventure travelers who are seasoned in years but have yet to gain travel experience. So I want your takeaway to be go find peace where you rest and bring good to others. You can travel solo and never be alone. Thanks for listening.